This, my friends, is the Bambu Lab A1 Mini, and I just got it over a week ago. I got this printer so I can use it when visiting my parents. Saying that out loud sounds crazy, a parents visiting printer. Anyways, I also wanted to just try it out compared to the A1 I already have and give you guys my opinion. Long story short, it is obviously quite similar to the A1, but there are more differences than I actually thought. Maybe it's because I thought there are no differences except the build plate. However, I was wrong. I also want to mention that Bambu Lab sent me this printer after I sent them money. There are no affiliate links to Bambu Lab, and this is just my opinion. Getting this printer new was actually a steal. I got it for 104 euros, which is equivalent to 112 US dollars. So I just couldn't say no. So this is 5 things I hate about the A1 Mini. Even though, just to clarify, I don't hate the A1 Mini. But it's obviously not perfect, so let's talk about it. And I want to start big. How you might know, on the A1's big brother, the A1, you can place the AMS unit on top of the printer. The advantage of having the AMS unit on top is the small footprint of the A1. You can do that with a Mini as well, with printing a second leg over here and a structure over here, so it kind of looks like a small A1. But I do believe having an extra 5 or 6 kilogram on top of the A1 Mini won't make the print quality any better. So you would probably want the AMS unit on the wall or next to the printer, which then extends or almost doubles the footprint of the printer. Not almost, just doubles the footprint of the printer, which then takes the Mini off the printer away. I personally decided to sell my AMS unit because I don't need it often. I have one for the A1 already, and it's just expensive. I was able to sell it for 200 euros, 210 US dollars. And when you buy the printer regularly for 350 euros, you end up with a 150 euro printer. The AMS is crazy expensive. It's actually more expensive than the printer. So since I don't have the AMS, I do the filament changes myself. However, now the next problem. You need the screen for the filament change, and I thought the A1 Mini just had a smaller screen compared to the A1. But it's not just smaller, it also feels slower and sometimes not as responsive than the A1s. I mean, look at it. This is just a really slow screen. So, is it a big issue? No. Does it remind me on the old Nokia? Yeah. It's the fact that Bambu Lab calls this a finished product, but it poops all over my living room. I mean, there are plenty solutions out there you can just print to fix the problem. One of my favorite ones is this removable poop bucket. That's a really funny name. Just imagine telling your wife you are printing a removable poop bucket. She will think, now he has lost it. You just clip it on the printer. One part will stay on the printer, the other part you can just take off, get rid of your trash, and slide it back in. A really great design. Link for it will be in the description down below, just underneath the like button. Anyways, it's an easy fix, it lowered the production costs, but I'm still not a fan of this printer just spreading poop all over the living room when using this printer out of the box. The next thing I don't like about this printer, let's face it, it's a bed slinger. That's also an A1 series problem. It's not a huge deal, especially for this price point. I mean, it was so cheap, but it would obviously be nicer to have a Core XY printer with an enclosure. What I like about Core XY printers is the size. You just place them somewhere and they will do their thing. With bed slingers, you will always need more space in the depth, and you will always need to look out for the print bed not hitting something in the front or in the back. That happened to me quite often. It's probably because I move my printer around sometimes. Just in general, it's better to have a fixed place for your printer anyways. Lastly, who would have guessed the bed size? It's a pro and a con, in my opinion. With the bed size of the Mini, you will be limited when it comes to length, height, or numbers of objects you can print at the same time. I mean, on the other hand, it's small, convenient, and easy to store, especially with this handle on top, which is a great add-on. Sorry for changing up the location, but you will see why in a second. This thing is just too heavy. So I printed this rice clamp for my dad because my dad also likes 20 kilogram rice, and this thing works, but he complained about it, saying it's stupid. The reason why I printed him a smaller clamp and not a big clamp like I have is because a lot of people commented in the last video, just print a smaller clamp and cut a 45-degree angle into the bag and you will be fine. I tried it, it doesn't work as nice, so he needs a big clamp. With the clamp being longer, you get more flexibility for bigger and thicker bags. So long story short, I won't be able to print it on the A1 Mini. However, this is one out of 2 prints I think so far I really needed the A1 for. I feel like the other 100 prints or so I did, they would have all worked on the A1 Mini. It's just this once in a while you might regret not buying the big brother. But it rarely happens. So what's the conclusion of this video? Having a small one can be beneficial, sometimes not. For 104 euros or even 150 euros, this printer is an absolute beast. I think it's a no-brainer. It's so good, it's so small, it's so convenient, it's so cheap, and it's mostly so reliable. Except yesterday, for kind of the first time, while printing, I was changing the spool. I was 44% done with this wonderful and beautiful lamp. This thing is so sick, by the way. I will show it to you in a second. It's in the background. However, for some reason it messed up. It was just printing in the air. Yeah, this print is just toast. That probably happens with every printer once in a while, and I do assume it was my fault. I do think this is an absolutely stunning design, which you can print on the A1 Mini. I think this is unbelievable. I still need to work on my time lapse, which is another disadvantage of a bad slinger. I feel like filming time lapses on XY course must be a lot easier. What are your thoughts about the A1 series or the A1 Mini in particular? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're still here, I'd really appreciate the like and the help to 10,000 subscribers. This is so much. Thank you guys to everyone who's already on board. I hope you could take something out of the video. If you have questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.